Before I lay me down, let's get this off my chest first. Excerpt of my life, I call it my next verse. I'm stressed, keep it in perspective, I'm an expert about this Northwest way of life, hey, it could end worse.
Welcome in, everyone. This is episode number 25 of UpLeft State of Mind, the podcast where it's okay to not be okay. This is the show that unpacks the pressure, the pain, and the process, from mental health struggles to finding your identity and even ways that we can grow as individuals. There's no filters, there's no fluff, just raw conversations with people who are learning how to hold everything. I'm your host, Rizzle, and I'm looking for my hat. And whether you are tuned in from somewhere inside the beautiful Pacific Northwest or anywhere else, this is your safe space. It's a place to breathe, and it's a place to remember it's okay to not be okay. Little bit of housekeeping real quick before we get into it. I gotta read gotta get the ad read. I don't have that memorized yet, guys. I can do the intro, but I can't do the ad read. Today's episode is brought to you by Seamless Electrical Solutions. Whether it's wiring, repairs, or full electrical work, Seamless has you covered with quality done right. As a master electrician in Massachusetts, they're committed to keeping your home and business running strong. We're honored to partner with the company that values community and believes in supporting open conversations about mental health. Learn more at seamlesselectricalsolutions.com. Let's get into it. So, as you guys can see, I have a guest with me in studio today. His name is Jack Blevins. I know him as JD. I know him as Ewok. Man, back in the day, we used to do some shows and some songs and all kinds of shit together. Welcome on, man. Let's get you a little round of applause. You can't hear it, but it's
going down.
It's all right. So hopefully we are all good as far as audio goes. We have had, oh no, can we do a redo? Nobody saw that. All right, so check this out, guys. I just did the intro with the volume down, so we're gonna do it again. Rewind. Welcome in, everyone. This is episode number 25 of UpLeft State of Mind. It's the podcast where it's okay to not be okay. This is the show that unpacks the pressure, the pain, and the process, from mental health struggles to finding your identity and even ways that we can grow as individuals. There's no filters, there's no fluff, just raw conversations with people who are learning how to hold everything. Of course, it's a live show, so there's always going to be a little misstep, but we'll just keep it rolling. I'm your host, Rizzle, and whether you're tuned in from somewhere inside the beautiful Pacific Northwest or anywhere else, this is your safe space. It's a place to breathe, and it's a place to remember it's okay to not be okay. At this point, I think that a little bit of technical difficulties or some audio issues are just going to be par for the course, and it wouldn't be an episode of UpLeft State of Mind if I didn't have something like that happen. So, yeah, we're just going to keep it going. Today's episode is brought to you by Seamless Electrical Solutions. Whether it's wiring, repairs, or full electrical work, Seamless has you covered with quality done right. As a master electrician in Massachusetts, they're committed to keeping your home and business running strong. We're honored to partner with the company that values community and believes in supporting open conversations about mental health. Learn more at seamlesselectricalsolutions.com. Now let's get into it. Holy shit. Okay.
Good job. Good recovery there,
man. Good recovery. Well, you know what? I've had a couple mistakes here and there. So, so my guest today is Jack Blevins, JD Ewok. This guy is, man, when I met you, you were part of Mayhem Syndicate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mayhem Syndicate.
And there was THC,
Parallax,
Logic,
Silent.
Yep. Yeah, Silent too, man. So that's way back. So how long were you doing music then when
I met you?
Yeah. Because that was probably what, 2009 when we met?
I've been doing, when I did that when we did Masterful Endeavor, I've been doing music like 3 months,
Okay,
doing hip hop.
bro. Man, I remember I was going over that song in my head the other day, like just trying to remember like the hook or anything of it. Yeah. Um, that's crazy. So what made you get into music?
Uh, mental health, man.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Good. This is good.
It's exactly what happened. I was lost my girls' mom, and she took my girls to Idaho, and I was
Okay,
anyway, went to Idaho with my kids, and I was heartbroken and just lost my girls, and I'm like, what the fuck moment. Um, and I had the tattoo shop then,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like successful. I was clean. Wasn't exactly sober, but I was clean.
Right.
And I was living a successful life, I thought. And then, but my family's gone. And Silent was Tommy, he's my fucking brother. I wrote a letter. I said, bro, I'm going to write a letter to my girls' mom. It's going to be raw, and I want you to put it into song format, and I want to record it so I can let it go. And he said, I got you, bro. So
Yeah.
I wrote a letter, and it was raw. And he came back like 3 days later with the song.
Yeah.
And I wrote it and I recorded it and I performed it at Spice One, my first show.
Hell yeah.
And that's the only time I ever performed it. And I let that situation go. And it was so good to let it go. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm onto something here.
Yeah.
And then I started writing more. Like October 13th was for my dad, because that's trauma that it still hurts today. You know how that is,
bro. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I just wrote a new song for my mom again, like a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we're older, but it still hurts our heart. We're
Mhm.
still human beings. That's still a piece of us.
Fuck, I remember when you made that song. I remember when you made that in that video.
Yeah. You were part of all that.
Uh,
That was healing for me. That was my trauma.
what did that feel like to find an outlet like that?
Like, saved my life,
like,
bro.
did you know that you were gonna find an outlet like that? Like,
no.
Yeah,
do we ever know?
No.
That came to me like God sent magic.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you said, that with that first one, like that letter, and you performed it that one time, and then you moved on from it. That was the only time you performed it. Like, that's kind of like you put yourself through therapy.
Exactly.
And you figured out what needed to be said or done or whatever with that situation, and then you moved on from it, and you healed from it, from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I knew right then I was onto something. So I did October 13th. I did Depressed for my brother who just lost everything. His suicide of a son, suicide of a fiance, stillborn child. That song saved his life until he died in a motorcycle accident a couple years later. That song saved him life. You were part of that.
Yeah.
And that was therapy for him. And it was my therapy to him.
Yeah.
Because nobody else could help him. Nobody else could. And do you know how many times in the middle of the night I would get a phone call or a text message, and he'd be like, bro, where's the link to that song? I need to hear it right now.
Yep.
And then he thanked me for recording it and writing it for him, because he felt like somebody understood him.
And that's just the beauty of like music and what it can do like for you.
Yeah.
So we got off to a rocky start, and I was kind of thrown off. I didn't even have you. I usually have my guests introduce themselves just briefly right when we come on before I start going into it, but we just dove in. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
My name's Jack, aka JD, aka Ewok. Man, I'm half a century is years old this year right now, and I've been through a lot. I lost my mom at birth, my dad at 23. Just people my whole life, drugs, suicide, weird accidents, like just people have died. I've been blessed with people in my life from time to time too that have helped me through some of that. And you know it's just, it's life, man. It's cool. Musician, I played drums forever,
Yeah.
rapped, found artist, that's my creative outlet that got me through life. Drugs at one point got me through life. Unfortunately, alcohol for a
Yeah.
long time got me through life, and dealing with all the traumas. And I'm on my fourth divorce. I lost one of my four children to suicide. I've got three daughters left. Just found out day before yesterday that I'm going to be a grandfather for the first time. My daughter's pregnant.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you're here to
You're
first
like, you're,
year.
you're like, yeah. I mean, I get. So are you you're happy about it? And you're
Yeah, I mean, it's
scary,
time.
scary.
It's, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That's another little blessing to help my mental health, and
Mhm.
just see that another version of myself and my father and my mother, and it's passed down each time. When you get older, you start to think about that more than when you're in your 20s popping babies. You're like, yeah, it looks
Yeah.
just like me, cool, let me raise you up with some cool shit. But
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you get older, things are different. And when you do the things that I've done recently, which I'll talk about, life looks different, and
Oh
situations
yeah.
and people are different, and it's more intense and more beautiful.
Hmm. So, man, you touched on so much. Um, I guess let's just start kind of at the beginning. What's kind of your earliest experience with your own mental health? Like figuring out like, hey, like there can be things wrong with me. I can feel certain ways. Like,
Early.
yeah.
Early. Like, my life was trauma early, and I remember way back. I can remember running away from home when I was a year and a half old.
Really?
hmm I
Just
remember leaving that day. I remember going down the road in my diaper. I remember being in the police's arms while I was at my grandmother's front
yeah,
door.
just trying to get away.
Well, my dad was gone. I was with a babysitter who was stoned on the couch, and I wanted to go see my grandma, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
Um, you know, my dad was 19 years old when I was born, so at that point he's 21. He had a life of trauma, so he's getting through it the best he can with
Right.
drugs and alcohol.
Right.
He's at work trying to support me. I take off, and
Yeah.
that was my first memory of what I got put into foster care for a minute, uh,
Um
briefly, and
yeah.
life like that. For me, and I was in. You were talking earlier before we started about, you know, being a kid and having therapy, as a child having therapy. I had
Mhm.
that stuff in school, and I had to be secretive about it. I could
Yeah.
don't tell my dad I'm in here right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
because my dad will fuck me up for even thinking about that. I need to talk to anybody about what's going on at my house.
And so that's kind of how it was just like
You
you
don't
need to
talk about
yeah.
it. Yes, shit is fucked up at home, but you don't talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I'll be honest, that went into later life, with myself and my kids, when I'm getting abused by an ex-girlfriend and my kids are telling school about it, and I got cops at my house, and I'm like, no, she lied. My daughter lied. I don't know what she's talking about. When really she knows exactly what
Yeah.
and I put that same shit on her. I'll
And
admit
that
it.
yeah, and that's because that was normalized to you,
Yeah.
like that's as a kid, and you saw that. And I've seen so many instances of that, uh where people go through shit as a kid,
And
and
you do it. You
then
flip
they
it.
do it again. Yeah. um
And I recognize that now, which is healthy. I apologize to my daughter, which is healthy. I've
yeah.
went through the things and explained why, in hindsight, that I even did that.
Well, and that's all we can do is just realize, it's just when we do realize that, hey, I need to.
You have to own it.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point.
Yeah, just be accountable. And you can
Yep.
give yourself grace too, because nobody's perfect.
Absolutely.
Like
If
that's,
there's no grace, you imagine every day would be fucked.
oh my God. Yeah. Uh man. So
You only got an hour, so like we could dive through my
Oh
childhood
my God,
forever. I could
there's
let me give you the brief rundown from like that experience to 11 years old, and
okay.
I busted all out. I was in the mountains in Lyons, Jefferson, Scio, all that area. I grew up in there, and my dad and I were very poor. He broke his back, so he couldn't work,
Mhm.
but he did work. He hustled. And by hustle, I mean we hunted, we trapped, we peeled moss off trees and cascara bark off trees, and we sold that shit.
Yeah.
And that's my dad used to put me in dumpsters when I was a kid, like at Safeway and Thriftway, to grab food out of there,
Yeah.
and we would sort through it so that we could eat. Like that's no joke. And that continued until I was 10, 11 years old, and he met my brother and sister's mom. They had settled
Mhm.
down, and it was a toxic relationship, but they had kids,
Yeah.
and then it was more just teenage bullshit as drinking. And my dad gave me 12 packs for my birthday, 24 packs for my birthday when
Yeah.
I'm 11 years old.
Yeah,
I got the
okay.
neighborhood over, we're partying.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right.
And
And so
all
that
in
was just, you're like, this is it. This is normal. This is normal. This is how kids act and
and
shit.
that's
Like,
what we do.
yep.
And when I grew up, my son, he was, I'm gonna be really real right now, and uh, I don't care about judgment. I've talked about it, and it's fine. But he could drink a 40 ounce of fucking malt liquor when he was 9 years old,
Yeah.
and I let him do that.
Yeah.
Is that okay, bro? No, it's not okay.
But it was normal to you as a child.
Absolutely.
And so like that's, I mean,
So I was like, oh, it's his birthright to be able to do this right
yeah.
now
Yeah.
because I'm a fucking idiot.
I did it. My dad, like I did that. I'm like, yeah. How does that feel now? Like thinking back on that, like, would you do it again?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But I've done a lot of work to myself in the last year,
Mm-hmm.
10 months, year.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a lot of changes. I've been doing meditation at the Buddhist temple. I learned walking meditation, sitting meditation.
Hell yeah.
I go to the beach, take my shoes off, and practice walking meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'm really getting in touch with my spiritual self, and letting the ego, the body, and everything that really doesn't matter. We're having a spiritual experience here, and I'm trying to get the positive out of that and keep my thoughts positive, keep my feelings positive, and operate on a frequency that's not down low where it's negative emotions, anxieties, anger, sadness.
Right.
I try and stay out of that zone and keep everything positive and copacetic.
That's I love that, dude. I love that. It took a long time to get there, huh?
No, it happened to me really quick. I had an experience.
Okay.
November of last year, I was, freshly sober, going on a year.
Yeah.
But freshly sober, and
right.
Processing my best friend who passed away of a heart attack randomly, and then Corey Park, we lost him a couple Septembers ago, and then my son. So I was processing all that, and I got sober a couple weeks before my son took his life, and I just woke up one day and I felt like there was three of me navigating life, and like really one on this side, one on that side, and one of them. I honestly really, bro, and this happened for about 10 days.
Really?
And I would turn a corner and this one would run into something and be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then one day everything came together because I understood what had happened. I was being shown that there's a spirit, there's a mind, and there's a body, that it's separate. And as soon as I understood what was happening, I came back together, and then I did a lot of research, and I went into some deep spiritual healing, and doing things like meditation at the Buddhist temple in Salem. If anybody wants to go, it's on Mondays at 7:00. It's free. It's awesome. And
that's amazing.
It's a great place to elevate your spirit and get your mind and your attitude adjusted correctly.
That's amazing. I want to talk more about that, but let's go back more first.
Okay.
Dude, that's really cool. I'm gonna probably take you up on that and come check that out one night, though, for sure.
Yeah, it's an experience. It's something to meditate with Buddhist monks and hear the prayers and feel that.
Because I like to I'm all about meditation, anyways.
It's great for you.
So yeah, that's dope. I'm super intrigued now. So let's go back. You said You lost your dad when you were
23.
23. What did that do? Like how did that change your life when that happened?
Oh, I went fucking haywire, man.
Yeah.
It was hard drugs and alcohol, and it was party, it was women, I did not give a fuck about anything.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest piece of my whole life was gone. My
Yeah.
whole identity, my best friend, my confidant, my father, my world was gone.
Yeah.
Just like that. Not there no more.
What was that? So like the grieving process was like just
Chaos.
cope. You were just trying to cope for for how long?
10 years.
Yeah. Fuck.
2008 is when I stopped doing drugs.
Yeah.
17 years off of it, but 10 years on it, man. And it was wild chaos.
Yeah. Just trying to like find direction, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being blown apart and trying to come back together, and there was no reason to.
Yeah.
Nothing mattered. My children didn't matter. My wife didn't matter at that time. Nothing mattered. Just I was hustling. I supplied Yamhill County with so much drugs, and I didn't care.
Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Nothing. It didn't matter.
What was the turning point that made you like care? That made you stop? That made you
Because there's one, huh?
Yeah,
Look at you, little host.
There has to be.
I'm proud of you. Look at you. You're like a real reporter, bro. I love it. So there was a moment, and it was fucking jail, bro.
Yeah.
Something happened in jail that was intriguing, very intriguing. I was in work release, fucking doing some jail time,
Mm-hmm.
And the jailer came in. He's like, "Church, anybody want to go to church? Church." And I'm like, "Fuck, how long is it? Hour?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm going, dude. I'm getting out of this cell."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, and that's common too. Like people do that shit a lot. I've heard that is a lot. Like in jail and all kinds of shit. People find, they find religion just at first to get away from fucking whatever else they got to do
to get away.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't give a fuck about church. I don't care about church. I still don't care about church. Organized religions, that's a whole nother hour.
Right,
anyway,
right. That's
not my thing. But man, get out of that situation for an hour sounded real good. So I go in there, and it was a Pentecostal church. There was a guy there doing the service, and that's cool. Whatever, Dominic, I don't care. Whatever. But he came over to me at this table, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said something along the lines of, "It's okay to let it go and let Jesus in, right? And let God in." And I fucking, dude, I felt something come down my body and enter my body, and I cried like I've never cried before in front of fucking convicts, in a room full of convicts. Did not care, couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And something happened right there that let me know that that spiritual world is real.
There's something
bigger that does want me to do better. And from that moment, I went to the church a few times, and then, like, when I say a few, I mean like 3.
Yeah.
And then I saw the inner workings of what was really going on, and I was like, I gotta go. This isn't for me, but thank you for the experience.
And it gave you direction to like go down to find the path that you wanted to take.
Yeah. And then I opened the tattoo shop. I finished my recovery, and went about my life.
Yeah.
And partied, and it was the lesser of the two evils, but still not the best life. But I wasn't fucking up, and I was doing good and having fun making music.
Yeah. What made you want to do tattoos?
Started out my dad and I. That was a thing for us.
Yeah.
And he let me get one when I was 15 from some convicts.
Yeah.
It was cool. So I'm a 15-year-old, and I got like 2 or 3 tattoos.
So you guys bonded through that.
Yeah. And then, I always drew and stuff. And then one day I'm like, I don't want to make a fucking tattoo gun. He's like, cool. Yeah. Then you can tattoo me up. And so I made one,
like, what's it? Okay.
Yeah. He was my supporter. He ended up buying me my first professional setup when I was like 21, nice. A couple years before he passed away. Cool. I did some work on him, and it was just kind of our thing. And then it was like, this is good money. So I moved forward with it. And then, it's not my heart anymore.
Yeah. Did
I-
it did you find like an outlet in it when
Of
you were doing it
course.
though? Like
You're so mentally focused
Yeah.
on the tattoo,
yeah.
on the work, on the person, on the conversations. You're talking about crazy stuff that you've talked about in here. You want to talk about crazy stuff in a tattoo chair? I've had people confess murder to me and try to tell me I'm like, I don't care. Please don't
You're
go.
like, no.
No, just stop.
Plausible deniability. Like
No, just stop. I mean, murder. They, confessing murder to me in their chair.
Why? Because they're in pain? Because they're fucking the adrenaline?
No,
Because
man.
they're just like, I like this guy. I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah, they're comfortable, which is cool. Get it off your chest. And I mean, that was the big one. There was everything in between that I've heard in the tattoo chair. So there was solace in there for me too, because people are more fucked up than me, and I'm fucked up right then.
Yeah, right. So you're like, okay, cool. Maybe
That
it's
absolutely
not, maybe
helps
it's
you.
not so bad for me, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And people that go to NAA and NAA meetings that they talk to people who are more fucked up than they. And they're like, okay, I can do this because those people did it and they were way more fucked up than me. So it gives people a little hope.
Yeah.
It's the same as in being in a tattoo chair and fucking, doing work. It's the same.
Well, and like when I think about like I got medical shit going, like different this and that, getting old and different shit. And I remember that too. And I'm like, man, people got it way worse than I do.
Yeah.
I see videos of these, like some people got way like, damn, bro, lost both their legs or whatever, and they're just like running around still with fake legs, doing just being
fucking
a badass.
marathons.
And I'm like, dude, you fucking good on you, dude. I'd be sulking in the corner like, poor me, bro. Like
power of the fucking spirit, man.
Yeah.
That's the power of the fucking spirit that's in us.
I had seen a video the other day, and it was dude. And it was like looking at the bright side of getting both your legs amputated from Iraq or something. And he walks around the back of his truck and he smacks his shin on his fucking hitch, but it's like a fake leg. And he's all, and he just puts his hands up and it's like, all right, man, yeah, cool. That guy has a silver lining in mind.
Fuck yeah. Find a little humor in it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep.
You have to, man. It's gonna drive you nutty.
Yeah. So we've already talked about some shit, but I like to go through a rock bottom moment, just to set the stage. We kind of talked about it beforehand, just to set the stage for somebody that has gone through something similar, or maybe somebody will go through something similar in the future, and like just maybe we can give them some tools to help them out.
Right.
And I don't know, rock bottom can be, I don't know, it can be a process. I feel like people have said, somebody on here said that if it's like a slow burn, and it's like a series of moments that leads up to one moment, but then I feel like
sometimes it's not.
People have multiple rock bottom moments. People have rock bottoms that happen right away. People have, I mean, take your pick of like.
Yeah. Again, that's all the rock bottoms that I've been through is another whole other hour. So I'll just hit the big one for you because the big one was quick to happen, and it's the big one in my whole entire life, and that's the loss of my son. Right. And that's where everything happened for me recently anyway. So that's the most positive out of the negative, I guess. And we'll do that because I know there's so many people that struggle with the thought or struggle with the action of suicide, and it's a big deal, especially with men. I mean, and women too, but especially with men, because we don't have feelings, because feelings are gay, right?
Yeah.
We can't talk about feelings because we're not supposed to have any.
Yeah, well, that's bullshit, and we absolutely should.
Us people that are blessed enough to be able to have an outlet like music, we put those feelings out very deeply, all of us. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
But other people don't. So I'll just talk about that. Why not? It's recent. It's a big deal. So January 1st of 24, I was fucking hammered from the night before.
Yeah.
New Year's Day. Fucking hammered.
Yep.
I ended up fucking blacked out, drunk, passed out on New Year's Day at 3:00 in the afternoon. Woke up later that night, had to go back to the bar and have a couple shots. I was I was drunk. Still, I had my shit to paying my bills, but I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So I woke up on the 2nd of January and said, you know what, I'm done drinking. And you know me. You've partied with me. You see me party when you did party, and like I fucking party.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for me. And January 2nd, I decided to quit. And there was people I wanted in my life to follow suit. So I just woke up saying, lead by example. And my son was one of them. He had a huge drinking problem. And I messaged him and I said, bro, I really want to quit drinking. Will you please do it with me? He's like, yeah, Dad, fucking, I'll think about it. And, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, I'd call him a few days later, And then on the 16th, so 14 days after I quit drinking, my uncle called me and he said, hey, Anthony's dead. And I'm like, what? He's like, Anthony, he's dead. And I'm like, what are you talking about? My son's name is Anthony, but it's not registering because I've called him Quincy for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, he's like, your son. And I was like, what? He tells me he shoots himself. And I just was kind of numb and like, okay, thank you for letting me know. And I hung up and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm 2 weeks sober. My first thoughts are, we need to go to the bar.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck that. I had to find my son's body. Nobody knew where they took him. From there, I had to find out everything on the phone to people. Like he woke up that morning, drank like a 24-pack of beer with his brother. Then he went to his mom's house at 11 o'clock that night, drank an entire fifth of rum by himself. And then he went home and drank 240 ounces of malt liquor. And then at 3 in the morning, he took out the 38 special and took care of it. And I found out, all of that the day he was in a blackout drunk. I can't get into his phone to see if he reached out to anybody.
Yeah.
I have no way of knowing. He sent me and his mother the same text message at like 12:48, which would have been about 2 hours before. And it was just hey, remember when I did this fucked up shit to you? And it was funny. And it's like, yeah. And, then he's gone.
Yeah.
And I took a couple days to do what I had to do. I came up here to, the funeral home and signed all the papers I had to do to take on the debt and everything and try and swallow all this freshly sober and try and make sense of it. And I immediately put myself into drug and alcohol counseling, therapy, bullshit. I immediately put myself into mental health therapy. So I got a therapist. I went once a week. I went to my drug and alcohol. And I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm good through this because I'm about to process a lot of heavy stuff right here.
So you at that point you were just fucking being proactive. Like you weren't even feeling a lot of the shit.
I wasn't feeling shit, but numbness right then and anger. I was so mad at my son, bro. I was so angry. But I'm like, I know that this is going to process. And I know the only way I know how to process this is hard drugs and alcohol. Yeah. And I'm not doing those right now. And I'm sick of life that way. And I'm sick of processing life that way. And so I'm done. So I went and I immediately, drug and alcohol, immediately went into therapy.
That's amazing. Like, I mean, first off, I just want to say that I'm extremely sorry for your loss.
It's life, bro.
I mean, it's just, it's your biggest fear as a parent.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were so proactive about it, like what was it like when that shit did hit you?
It was numb.
Yeah.
It was disbelief. It was, and like I said, anger. I was really mad. I didn't believe in suicide. Still don't. Like, I understand it. It's happened to me personally with my son, but myself, I will never. It's something I can't fathom. I wasn't raised like that. And so I raised my children to be like that. And I didn't do that. And that's I can't control them. And I learned that recently. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Especially now that they're all grown except for one and she's almost grown, then just let them do it. it's their life now.
Yeah. I mean,
and why did I even quit drinking before? And why did I even decide to just be proactive and make those? I don't know. Something happened that day, and it was like everybody's like, "Why'd you quit drinking?" I'm like, I have no explanation other than divine intervention, and I mean that in the most non-religious way it could ever be put, because there was no religion affiliated with that. But something said, you need to stop your shit right now because you're about to go through some shit, and you need to be around.
well, I mean, imagine the path that you could have taken had you not
I'd be dead, bro.
quit drinking before that, you know. Yeah.
I'd be dead.
Yeah.
Even if I decided to process that situation with alcohol or drugs, it would have led down a rabbit hole that I couldn't have came out of.
It's just it's incredible that you that you quit drinking, and then being faced with that level of trauma and adversity right after quitting drinking, and then to be as proactive as you were and go into that stuff. Fuck, like that just it shows the strength of us, of people, you know, like.
And we're all strong. Everybody's like, nobody's like, oh, I can never do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
It's not going to be easy. Like, stuff's not easy.
No.
And it's so what's the process been like? I mean, we talked about the grieving process with your dad, but what's the process been like
with my son?
Yeah.
It was with a lot of therapy, you know, and I only did a month of therapy, and my therapist is like, look, dude, I don't really think you need to, do you feel like you need to be here any longer? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you're probably the most sane person we've ever had in here, so you can go. And I was like, cool. And, you know, I just want to make sure at that time that I could talk about how I was feeling as I was feeling it. And it took 4 sessions. But I, like I said, was sober. So, you know, you think that it would be like a fall down moment you see in TV when, you know, parents lose their child, they fall down in the street and they're crying and sobbing on the concrete.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that for me. And I get it if it is. Everybody's different, right?
Right.
But for me, it was just a somber, solace, quiet, weird, numb. And then, you know, feelings did occur. You know, all the processes of anger and disbelief, and, you know, all of the processes happened.
Yeah.
And I talked about those with my therapist and the people that were around me that talked to me. And one of those people was Tamara, and she passed away on Mother's Day. She was the one helping me through this stuff. She helped me a lot. And then she died of a heart attack Mother's Day shortly after that. And I was like, fuck, now who do I talk to? You know, I split up with my wife at that time. And that was all good. Like, we just weren't the same anymore. After you lose a child, you're not the same guy anymore, especially when you're sober.
I mean, you see it in like movies and shit, you know, that situation where people lose a child and then the relationship kind of goes. And I mean, I've thought about it and put myself in that situation before, just, you know, thinking about the fictional situations that we see or whatever. And
sure,
it's fucking real. Like, I imagine that that's exactly how it would be a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know,
and we're so homies. Like, we're cool. It was the most peaceful breakup I've ever had. You know, we both talked about it. We both cried a little bit. I kissed her on the lips. I left, and that was it.
Yeah.
But we're still friends. Like, she's made some incredible changes too, which is amazing. And, you know, she's growing. And you know, that's just, there was a lot in the last, so much in the last 2 years. And like I said, you know, in dealing with my son, I'm like, I found some spiritual awakening, and something happened. And all I care about right now is moving with every intention and every word and every thought through my day with the intention of love and positivity. Like, tattoo on the side of the face, love. Like, still, after it all, this is all that matters to me, is love. And giving love to people and understanding, and, you know, just trying to love, man.
Well, being intentional is so huge. I talk about that on here. Like, just be intentional with the things that you do. Like, that's when that's when like the biggest mistakes happen, I think, or the biggest missteps happen is when you're not intentional with the things that you do.
Yep.
And you hurt people and
You're
hurt
trying to be
yourself
deceptive and you're taking advantage and you're fucking people over.
Yeah. Just be intentional no matter what you're doing. Yeah.
And be intentional with a positive intention.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't need the negative intentional. We have too much of that going on right now.
Right.
And that's again a whole nother hour. So we won't get into that either. But
yeah. And I mean,
you know
hey,
what I'm saying?
I encourage all my guests to come back on in the future too. And we could have a whole hour where we just talk about memories from shows that we've done and shit.
So many.
And party, the shit that we've did, man.
So much stuff.
So what has it been like? So you don't do therapy anymore or anything. No. So what has it been like the last year or whatever? How long have you been meditating with
about a year, like a year, actually, next month, a year.
Man. So I bet that just feels so, you just feel so free, right? Like just
so
or just like you
just
like you belong, like you're right where you need to be
spiritually.
Yeah.
But then as that happens, I become uncomfortable in like situations with people. Like there's you can read energies more, you can get a vibe easier.
Yeah.
Positive or negative. There's some you get involved with conversations out in public sometimes that are great and you're like, this is awesome. And then somebody will slide up and get in, you're like, ooh, this feels wrong. And it you just feel it and you just move yourself away from it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm really protective of my energy anyways. Like even I've become more so as I've gotten older, and it's just because I let shit bug me,
right?
And I let people get under my skin, and I don't have time for that shit, and so like I'm super protective of it. So people are like, oh, you
gotta protect your energy.
Protective of your energy. And I'm like, yes, motherfucker, I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like, and it goes that way with empathy too. Like I have only so much empathy, and it's like people try to play on that, and
you have to be empathetic and move on.
Yeah.
Because there's little empathy vampires that will feed off that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. People see that and then they try to take advantage of you, and you're like, man, like
and they will. They'll suck you dry.
Yeah.
Like energy vampires too. They'll suck you dry. They get on there.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even know they're doing it, but they're doing it.
No, and it fucking just drains you.
Yep.
Man. So what about a proudest moment in your life, a triumph, something that you're like, fuck yeah, like I did that. That was me.
I've had quite a few of those too. Honestly,
well, that's
like so many of those. I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Each song I've ever recorded, like recording with you, recording with Perks, recording with B, recording with
Perks,
Silent.
Man.
He was like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I just listened to those are all on Spotify still.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I go back in time and listen to him every now and again. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time in our lives, and just those moments, man.
Yeah,
those are like, you fucking did it. You in looking back, and we're here talking about mental health. You went in hindsight, and like just all the help, the therapy that music provided for me personally and selfishly. I don't give a fuck about anybody else right then. I'm letting my raw emotions go.
Oh yeah.
For myself, and it touched people, and then it bloomed. You know what I mean? And then it felt even better. But that was my moment where like, you fucking did it.
Yeah.
When Perks hit me up and he's like, dude, you're big in the clubs down here. You and Riz both. They're down here bumping your guys' shit at parties. They're not supposed to have.
Or some shit.
Yeah, and I fucking ran. They're now bumping our shit in clubs and underground clubs.
Yeah.
Where they can go to jail for doing it.
Yeah.
They're bumping our shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And that was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Man, do you still write or anything?
No.
But
I on the topic of my son, I think I got one more in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to do it in a positive light and not the so much the dark side of it, but kind of bring some light to it, like you're doing right now.
Yeah.
In that sense, and plus, he was a good man. He was a good kid, and I want to have some positive memory for him. So that's something that I'm going to be doing probably.
That's dope.
Another therapy session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should, man. You should do it.
Yeah, I probably will.
You really should. Dude, I'm just so proud of you, man. Like, just hearing all the steps that you've taken, and like,
yeah, thank you.
You're just fucking.
It's been a wild ride, bro.
Yeah. I mean, what's one thing that you can look back on and you're like, not surprised that you made it through, but you're like, fuck, that could have got me.
Oh, the drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like, don't even have to think about that. I was a tweaker, bro. Just straight up, I was a tweaker. And you know how that goes. And I was one of the 2% that was blessed enough to get away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, not a lot of people around here do. Not many people.
I did it here. I got clean here. I used here, and I fucking got clean here. 17 years on the 8th of next month for me.
Fucking let's hit that fucking round of applause.
Yeah, Ronald, thank you.
Man. So,
but that could have got me.
Yeah,
that could have took my life. There's people getting murdered around me by people that I, dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I knew fucking took and killed a couple of people, took them in the hills and set them on fire. I don't need to say names, he in jail or whatever, but that happened.
Yeah,
and he was just at my house the day before it happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
dude was crazy.
Super fortunate to fucking.
I got through that.
Yeah,
wasn't me.
Man. What about we talked about music, but we didn't talk about performing. Hey, food's done. Did you hear that? Dinner's done. What about performing? What did performing do for you?
It put the bow on the present, bro.
Yeah.
The subject was done. I know you've put your heart and your story and your life into music just as I have. And when the subject's done for me, I can take a breath and be like, okay, I put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Horror Story. You were there for that too. It's a song about having to suck a dick when I was a kid. I got raw with it. I got real with it. I got honest with it. And I let it go right then.
Yeah.
And so it's the present in the box. And then performing it is just the bow. It sends it away.
Yeah,
for me.
And it's such a great feeling to be able to like physicalize that emotion that you feel when you're writing the song and recording it, and then
I've had tears on my performing. I've had tears while performing songs.
Yeah,
it's happened to me.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew but me. And then when it was done, I was like, oh, like just weight lifted.
Yeah.
And I wish everybody could do that, and you think about how, the creative ways that other people can do something similar to that. And that's where, you got to get into some think tank stuff and think about what time we live in, because it's not the same now.
No.
Even now than when we were hitting the stage of making music 13, 14, 15 years ago, it's not the same now as it was then.
No, not at all. And I mean, as long as you can find some kind of expression or outlet, something.
I think vocalizing it really is important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at your boy B. Your boy B paints now, and he's damn good at it. Have you seen any of his paintings, bro? And like, so that's huge too. Like, just so to be able to find another outlet or something
creative to get your spirit going and deal. Yeah. I've been painting as well. I've been airbrushing.
Yeah.
I did a really cool Ice Cube one that I was like, man, you need to buy tickets for the meet and greet and have them sign this shit. And I was like, I fucking got $300 for that right now.
Yeah.
But that would be cool. But yeah, I've been doing that too. And art and, all those creative outlets are great. I've been playing drums again, just jamming, nothing serious, but jamming. I mean, just doing that helps. Talking to people, man, I love to help other people and listen to, kind of what you're doing right now, but with people out there on the street, I talk to people.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? Guy trying to get a buck from you. Like, how you doing, man?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any money, but how you doing?
Nobody. Like nobody's going to ask him that.
No,
people just walk by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my buddy Phil, he lost his son to fucking fentanyl overdose, but RIP. He's going through, he's my agent, going through it too right now.
Yeah.
And just struggling with losing a son, and he really cares. Like, I seen a guy at his tattoo shop in Longview where we were at, and we're outside, and he was having a smoke, and dude rolls up homeless and by me, and he's like, "Hey man, you need a smoke?" He's like, "Yeah, you give me a smoke." He's like, "Yeah, I got you." And then he actually talked to the dude for 5-10 minutes, and just how you doing? You got a place to be tonight? And just, and the guy just, like, you could see him light up a little bit just because somebody took 5 minutes to say what's up to him.
Actually cared.
And just because he's homeless, does that make him less of a person,
bro? So I seen that the other day, a couple weeks ago. I was down on 3rd Street. I'm down there like every Thursday morning. I'm down there fucking picking up garbage. I wanted to keep that to myself. Some good deeds you want to keep for yourself, you know, but like, I go down there every Thursday, and I'm picking up garbage on 3rd Street with the, like, people meet down there and we pick up garbage.
Sure.
And but this dude, like, there was a homeless person down there, and there was like an older man walking down the street, and most people, 9 out of 10 people, 99 out of 100 people are gonna fucking take a wide berth, bro. They're gonna go around and this,
all around that.
She's talking to herself, and just she's fucking going through it, right?
Yeah.
And this dude fucking stopped, and he walked right up to her, and he got real close to her, and he just let her fucking do her thing and talk, and then kind of just asked, like, how are you? And then she just, like, kept talking and kind of answered him, kept going about it, and then he just, like, kind of, and I was like, just, like, hit me, and I'm like, damn, dude, that was fucking wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, that was not what I was expecting, but just that little bit of effort that you can give to people.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't know if she even was able to realize that someone took the time to, like, stop and talk to her for a minute or whatever. But, like, it really can make a difference to people, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you advocate for? Because, like, I advocate for mental health. I like to make sure that like,
I advocate for spirituality and spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Would you, like, go and learn about your spirit and the powers you have within you? Everybody, black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, fat, tiny, it doesn't matter, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. Everybody is born and breathing air.
Yep.
Has got that spiritual power in there. And I'm like, I don't know, you don't need to go to church to get that. You don't need to it's already there.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to understand what it is, let it get out and grow that. I advocate for spiritual growth, and that's my thing, right? That's what I've been on for a year.
Yeah.
And that's why, anybody that wants to go to meditation at the Buddhist temple, I'm like, let me know. I'll go with you. I don't go every week like I used to, because it's, it's repeating, walking meditation, sitting meditation, and Buddhist prayers. So I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I do like to go every once in a while. And if new people want to go and learn about it, and then that goes right over to everyday life and meditating daily. And it's just amazing. All the people that we looked up to, even back when we were doing shit, they meditate, bro.
Yeah.
They do their little prayers before shows, bro. They're in touch with their spirituality and source.
Well, it's not exactly the same thing, but, like, I have this, I use the Calm app on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and I pay for, like, a yearly subscription to that. And this dude and there's, like, different guided meditations and sleep stories and different things like that. And there's, like, little daily, like, morning fucking just, like, affirmations and different shit like that, bro. And I fucking dig that shit, dude. I'm like, for you. Yeah, I'm all for it.
It's good for you.
Yeah,
you definitely are what you think about, in the deepest corners of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You clean out your corners and keep positivity and light in there, and you'll be all right. When you let other shit live in there, you're thinking about that. It's coming. It's going to happen. We're really manifesting our lives every day.
Yeah.
With our thoughts.
Yeah, it's amazing the change that you can see when you're I mean, we talked about it already, but being intentional, being deliberate with the things that you do, and fucking trying
it ripples, man.
Yeah,
it ripples.
Yeah, I'm seeing the ripple effect, like, just with my give back and the shows that I'm trying to do and shit.
And you've been doing that forever. We did that together in 2010.
Fuck, we did that. We did school supply drives and food drives, and we did. I just actually saw a memory. I've been checking my Facebook memories lately, and I think it was you that tagged. It was fucking 2012. This date, like a couple days ago, when we did the fundraiser for the athletic department at the high school.
Yeah,
and beat walkers were down there, and YG Mook and all that shit.
YG
and
Mook.
You fucking tagged all of them, and you're like, yo, you guys are so dope, thank you for coming to Mac and all this shit. And I was like, man, it just brought me back. Like, I remember that show specifically. Like,
good times.
Yeah, man, all the memories.
Yeah, whole lifetime full of them.
Yep. Man.
But yeah, take care. Mental health is important right now, and with everything going on in the whole world, and we're so divided again.
Mm-hmm.
And we all need to bring it together and talk about how we're feeling to people we trust.
Yeah,
and let it. You got to get it out. You got to clean up before you can polish, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to just set the example here, and give people a place to be vulnerable, and an example of people being vulnerable, and hopefully it'll kind of spread.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to leave the people before we get you out of here?
No, man, just be good to each other, man, and love each other, and talk, and really get to know yourself, get to know your spirit, meditate, have positive self-affirmations, and you're positive out there in the world, and move with love as your intentions and your thoughts and your sentences and your actions.
Oh yeah,
that's what I got, bro. That's where I'm at in my life right now.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's been a pleasure having you on. Really appreciate you fucking when you said you were gonna come on. I got super stoked because it's been years since we fucking talked and shit, and so
we just dive into a deep ass talk.
Yeah, well, and that's the beauty of this podcast. So I love doing it, man, because I don't have these conversations with people. People don't talk about this shit all the time, and so and it kind of feels good. Like, people come on, they talk about shit, and they're like, I kind of felt good to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So
sure enough.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
You bet. You bet.
I think that's it, guys. We have an episode Saturday. We have Pete from Pete versus Anxiety, the podcast. He's going to be on here. Finally got that one rescheduled. That's going to be great. He's just going to talk the whole time. It's going to be fantastic. He's got a whole bunch of shit to say. He's over there advocating for mental health also. And I think that's it. You guys hit me up for Pint and Stevie Stone tickets. That's November 1st. Rizzles Give Back at gmail.com. If you want to be involved in the toy drive, hit me up, email about that, how you can be involved. And if you want to get questions or concerns or anything about the show, upleftpod at gmail.com. If this episode resonated with you at all, please share it with a friend. Everyone needs to hear something. We just might be the place to say it. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. And remember, it's okay to not be okay. Tell somebody you love them. We'll see you guys next time.
But before I lay me down, let's get this off my chest first. Excerpt of my life, I call it my next verse. I'm stressed, keep it in perspective, I'm an expert about this Northwest way of life, hey, it could end worse.